Hey G Mamas! Today we are here. It's a special day. I'm at Life in Soul in Bondi Junction, Sydney, and I am talking today with Thais. Thais is a special guest because she's a naturopath and also a Tantra practitioner. And we will be talking about Tantra in pregnancy, if that's safe, how can that help us going through pregnancy. I'm excited. Right, we're here with Thais. Thais, talk a little bit about what you do, how long you've been doing what you do, and your experience working with women and Tantra.
Awesome. Okay. Hi guys. Thank you for having me here. It's a pleasure to be talking about my passion.
Yeah.
So yes, I am a naturopath, specialized in women's health, and also a tantric practitioner.
And a mama.
I was gonna get that. So yeah, I've been doing this for over 10 years. The naturopathy came at the same time as Tantra, and I started to work with both of them in a separate thing, and totally different places. And now, becoming a mom, I realized that I can actually combine that. How much women do need to work on their sexuality as well as their health. So be able to combine, hormones and look all the scientific side of it, which is the naturopathy, the health science degree that I have, and also the Tantra, that work more with the whole sexuality on a more spiritual level.
Right.
So it is a great way to put it all together. And I also do Tantric yoga, so it's another thing that we can add into it. And now being a mom and be able to do this and talk about it with my own experience, it's fantastic. Yeah.
Okay. What is Tantra?
What's Tantra? Every time I give a workshop, people think Tantra, they think about Kama Sutra.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. We're gonna do some funky sex position. There is that part of Tantra, and when the Tantra came to the West, that's what turned up to be.
Right.
But Tantra is, the word Tantra in Sanskrit actually means to expand, to be free, to liberate.
Right.
So it is a way of living your life. It's not a religion, it's not a cult.
Yes.
Okay, a lot of people think, once you Tantra, you just on that, you think about sex. No, it's just a way of living your life. And you do a lot of things when you think about Tantra in a way of really following your heart. Mm-hmm. So we work with Kundalini, which is, the energies, the chakras, healing as well, healing our wounds, and peeling all things that have been put into us. Mm-hmm. So Tantra was developed in India over 5,000 years ago. And when it came to West, we kind of twist a little bit into pornography.
Yeah.
So we have to be careful when we look for Tantra. You really want to make sure you're going to someone that have studied, that have looked into what Tantra is about, because it is a sacred way of living your life. Looking your sexuality in a sacred space.
Right.
I think that in a nutshell, it's that.
And it's also pretty much seen as a woman's thing, but it's also a male
man.
Yeah.
And the thing is, a lot of men look for Tantra wanting to become this lover, be able to get a lot of women, and it's really sad to see that in the world. But there is a lot of men that also look for Tantra and they really want to develop so they can connect with their partner in a more intimate level.
I love that, guys, because Thais, I just did a course with her. It was amazing, a weekend course, and pretty much what she was always making sure we understood is that Tantra is more than the sexuality. It's with connection with your partner. It's not only picking any person and having as much sex as possible just to come and get to an end point, right?
Yeah.
So it's such a beautiful, how do I say, art? Can you
I
say?
love to say, well, that's why I call my workshop Art of Tantra, because it is an art.
Yeah,
it is an art of connecting, and we do all this beautiful way of connecting, of intimacy that we forget. That's what it is. Tantra is about connecting with the person that you love in a much deeper level, and it doesn't have to be just a lover. When you live in a tantric way, I like to say, you're more connected to everything around you. You feel things a little bit more deeper. You connect to your friends, you connect to your family, you can look in the eyes. When you're on an intimate level with someone, that's what you want. You want that connection, and I think that's what I love about Tantra.
Yeah. I have always experienced being a very sexual active person before, and then with pregnancy, in my particular case, it slowed down considerably. And talking to a lot of girlfriends of mine, they felt the same way during their pregnancy. So one of my questions would be, when you are in your pregnancy, regardless of which period, maybe you only experience this in a specific trimester, or you can go through the whole pregnancy. But how do you, if you're not feeling like, can you control that? One question. The second thing is, how do you, after a while that you have been avoiding your partner, go back to that intimacy to then build the next step, which would be the sexual part, without forcing yourself to do it for him, but because you wanted to.
Thank you for that. That's a great question. I get a lot of people asking, well, I'm pregnant, can I do Tantra? How do I get into the sexy feeling? I was pregnant once, and I can tell you I didn't feel as hot. I didn't feel as excited.
Not alone.
Exactly, we're not alone. At the beginning of my pregnancy, I felt quite sick.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so we've got to, and I'm going to talk as a naturopath now, okay? We've got to remember there are hormones going all over the place. And for some women, you might feel super horny and feeling amazing. For some, you're going to be exhausted. Your iron level might be low. So we have to put that in consideration, and that's why, for me, being a tantric practitioner, but also a naturopath, I can go, okay, let's look into this, because we can't fake it.
Yeah.
So communication extremely important. Working on connecting with yourself. So how did I feel more connect to my sexuality in my pregnancy? I start to realize that I need to have more time for myself. Really going deep, breathing, having baths, having massage, really feeling my body, allowing myself to feel pleasure in a different way. I didn't have to be with my partner. And of course, talking to my partner how I was feeling, because I didn't want to be penetrated. That was too much for me at that time. And my partner is also into Tantra, so it was easy. I mean, in a way, it was easy to communicate that. But it's just a matter of you looking each other in the eyes, connecting, talk, verbalize. And for some people it is hard. Well, write it down. Write it down, get him to read in front of you. It's a way of communicating, but it's really important for you to first connect with yourself, connect with your breathing, connect with your pleasures and what you feel, so then you know what you want, then your partner can reach you. Because if you don't know, then how can he get closer to you?
And if you open the communication, then he will potentially be able to speak back and say what he is feeling as well.
Exactly.
Because it's both pregnancies.
Yes, you're both pregnant. I mean, of course, you're the one feeling everything.
Yes.
You are the one really you're carrying a human inside of you. There is a baby growing, so it's a lot of pressure on you.
And it's indirect pressure on him.
Yes.
And in all partners as they go through all your being sick and not being ready for it and everything.
Yeah, and it's important that your partner is with you during that stage, because as I said, after you have a baby, you're gonna need that man next to you. Because if he's not a warrior right now, I don't know if you're gonna be able to continue that.
Sure.
And that's something you have to really come to terms and go, can we do this together? Are we going to be able to really cross that path together?
Yes.
Because this is just the beginning of a massive journey that we are going through.
Yeah. How do we, as pregnant women with low libido, can feel more empowered to understand that we potentially have control, and if there is any technique of Tantra, then help us.
There is something that I love it.
Yeah.
and we can just shall we do it together?
Yes.
Okay. So we're just gonna sit and we're gonna work on our PC muscle. What's a PC muscle? The muscle that we contract when you need to pee.
Okay.
Yes, we got it, and we've got to work on that when we're pregnant.
Yes.
To really get the muscle strong, right? So you're going to start thinking about that muscle in a physical level. So you need to pee right now, but the bathroom is all blocked. So you hold it. just naturally hold it and release. Hold it. Release. Can you tell that I'm doing it? I can tell that you are.
I am forcing.
Let's just try to do really gentle. So now breathing. So you take a deep breath in and holding up and release. Take a deep breath. breath in. Pulling the PC muscle, holding. You can't be right now. Hold it. And slowly release. So what we're doing physically is sending blood to that muscle, okay? Activating that area, because that's the area. When we talk about sexuality, we're going to talk about chakra, base chakra, sexual energy. That's where all your energy is built, okay? So if you want to activate it there, physically we need to start to send blood into it, and then we start to imagine an energy, and we want to start thinking about a red color, okay? So we're going to red, beautiful, passion, bring
like
that up.
The Muladhara chakra.
So you want to bring the energy, right? The thing is, with Tantra, what we've been studying, men have all this energy down here, and women have all the energy here. So that's why sometimes it's hard to connect. We all here and they all there.
Right.
You know, so you want to balance that. So it's important for us to really bring the energy of sexuality to the heart and then back down. We want to bring that down, whether we want for them to bring the energy up. Okay, so an exercise you guys can do driving,
Yes.
or you can do maybe you stop in a big traffic light, maybe don't close your eyes. Or you know, if you're at home, just give yourself 5-10 minutes, put a nice song. And
During shower.
Doing shower is great, but we want to get you to connect with sexuality, okay? So I want you to go now, we're going to close our eyes, we're going to breathe, counting in our head until 5, and imagine the red color building up, coming to your heart, and as you exhale, the energy go back down into your PC muscle, okay? And then we'll just go, Okay.
You do the noise.
I want you to do the noise. Why? Because every time we hear, it's great for you to listen to the sound of your own voice, you know, that pleasure noise, okay? Alright, so we're going to close our eyes and then imagine the beautiful red color, like the spiral, which is the chakra, that's what chakra means, wheel of light, okay? So we have that beautiful light red right down our PC muscle, and we're going to take a deep breath in, counting until 5. Holding, feeling in the heart, and as you breathe out, you exhale, and you go. Nice. And now we're going to add a movement into it, okay? So we're going to move our pelvic floor like a little dance. Okay? Yeah, move in and out. Like you're making love.
If you have a ball at
you
home,
know,
a fit ball would be good.
Fantastic. Pilates ball, mamas. That's a great thing for you to be using right now, especially at the end of the pregnancy.
Yeah.
I use that a lot on really help on my labor. So sitting in there, and then as you take a deep breath in, you go, pulling that in, feel it in your heart, and then you go, a big smile. In, feeling the energy coming up to your heart, and all the way to yoni. Yummy. And what's yoni? Yoni and Tantra means sacred place, okay? It's your vulva. So that's an exercise you can do, you know, maybe put a little music. Music lasts for 3 minutes. Then you do that through that music. As long as you're doing the breathing and really feeling the energy flowing. Yeah.
That's great because it's totally safe.
Totally safe.
And you are doing this regardless of even having a partner and with you.
For yourself first.
And you're doing it for yourself. So is that connection?
Does it feel good?
Yeah, it feels great.
You really feel like
I
pumping, blood moving there.
Yeah. Is there any Tantra techniques that you would say that would helped you in your labor or would help most women? Would you have another one to help women to strengthen their power during, regardless of which kind of labor they go through?
I think it's important to be able to be vocal. I spoke to a lot of women that said I couldn't speak. I couldn't make any sound. And
because they were tense?
They were tense. There was a lot of fear, and they were like scared, and they didn't know if they could, and they start to crunch the jaws, like getting all tense. So the more you practice that sound, going and in the labor you might going it's gonna come, that animal when it's gonna happen. Allow it to come. So if you practice through the exercise, like moving your body and loosen up, really feeling, put some music on, allow your body to flow, because through that time, and I actually remember exactly how much, I actually had made a playlist, and I took to the hospital, and that's what connected me all the way.
Right.
I was for 13 hours in labor.
Wow. Okay.
And in the end, I didn't want to hear anything. And I was just in my breathing and in my power, and I felt so connected. And that's all you need.
Yeah.
You know, so do that before.
Yes.
You know, really work on yourself.
Okay, so to finalize my last question today, what could someone today do with their partner that is not too much confronting to go straight to action, but they would feel comfortable to do it right now after watching the video tonight?
Okay, so of course I don't know what kind of relationship people have it, but one that I found really important that you have, and that's going to help you through the whole journey, especially during labor, is the eye gazing, or trakta in Tantra we call. So can we do it?
Yeah.
Okay. So your partner come home and you say, you speak, you know, try to talk. Just say, I'd like us to talk tonight and get something through, you know, and have a shower on yourself, you know, just imagine a light coming through, clean yourself, get him to have a shower as well, you know, take everything out that happened in the day, and let's meet in the living area or in your room, whatever feels comfortable for you guys to connect. Put a few candles around the room if you can, or maybe a little lamp. You don't want a bright light, okay? If you like music, great, put a nice song that connects you guys. If you want a silent, great too. But just create a temple where you both gonna be God and Goddess and connect, okay? And on that space, you guys gonna sit down, you guys gonna hold hands. So he's gonna put his hand down, and you're gonna put your hand on the top of him, okay? Like, so he'll be holding you, yeah? Like a proper Shiva, the support that you need right now. And you guys gonna close your eyes first. Take a deep breath in. When you open your eyes, you're going to remember not to put any faces, smiles, talking, nothing. You're going to open your eyes very gentle and look to the other person's left eye. So you can do that for maybe a minute or 2 or 3, maybe put a time or a music. That might start to bring a lot of emotions when you two do this together. Allow that emotions to come up. If you cry, if anger, let it come out. Okay? Then try to come a little bit closer and put the hand in each other's heart. So the right hand into the partner's heart and then hold it. Yeah? So do that with the heart. And then for example, let's say I am the female. So we always allow the woman to start and then just to be gentle, okay? So the Shakti, the female woman, the female energy in the relationship, we start saying, what touches my heart is when you come home and give me a kiss. And then the partner gonna go, thank you.
That's it.
And that's it. And then you're gonna say another, what touches my heart? You're gonna tell your partner, what touches your heart?
What touches my heart is that I have you in my life.
Thank you.
How simple is that? Doable.
Doable? And then we can just go in here, namaste.
Namaste.
Looking in the eyes. And if you don't know what namaste means, is I honor the love, the beauty within you. And what's in you, it is in me. So it's really feeling the word namaste. Okay? That connection, exactly. That's a very simple exercise, doable, and that's create a lot of intimacy.
Yeah,
and for
emotions.
A lot of emotions, because you are very emotional. You know, when you're pregnant, it is what it is. There is a baby in there growing. It's so much change in your guys' life. So that exercise itself, maybe try to do once, twice a week. That will start to bring you guys more connect. And you might feel like something else. You might feel like maybe have a shower together. Maybe have a bath together, you know? And don't focus too much on penetration. That's the last thing you want to worry about. You don't want to worry about that right now. You know, you want to allow the feeling of connection to come. For them, you move forward.
Yes.
Okay, because there is that part of Tantra and having a lot of orgasms, you know, going through like long time of sensations, but first you need to build the intimacy.
Yeah.
Good.
Excellent.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much, Thais. And
Thank you.
for people that don't know you and live in Sydney, or perhaps even don't live in Sydney, but would like to connect with you online, how could they find you?
So it's Mama Tata,
Okay.
which is Mama with double M and N. So
Like Italians, like us.
like a Mama Tata.
Yeah.
Underline then Tantric Naturopath.
Fantastic.
Yeah, and you can ask me all the questions there. I am going to start practicing here, Life and Soul.
Amazing.
But I also I do sessions online, and I do run workshops and retreats. So if you're following me, you find out.
Yeah, I definitely recommend. I've been to one, and I'm saying to you that I will definitely come to many others. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
For being
Thank
here
you.
with me in the middle of the weekend in this situation that we are going through now with the world.
Thank you.
Thank you, mamas.
Thank you.
I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye. Yeah.